When and where were you born?
Well, I was born on November the 21st, 1956, in Memphis, Tennessee.
What junior high did you go to?
Dial Junior High in Pine Bluff, Arkansas.
Uh, when did you first meet Nana?
I met Nana probably when I was about 13 years old.
Uh, was your neighborhood different than it is now?
Yes.
Uh, was sports a big thing when you were a child?
Yes.
Do you want to know more detail about how it's different and
Yes.
what sports? Okay. Elaborate.
Well, sports, every Saturday morning the neighborhood got up and we got a ball game going, whether it was football season or baseball season or basketball season. The neighborhood just all got together and we played whatever sport was available. It was a bunch of kids.
Well, what styles of clothing do you remember or regret wearing?
Would you say I regret wearing?
Well, I wouldn't be caught dead in a pair of big bell bottoms, and that was in style. Leisure suits, which you probably don't know, I wore many of the leisure suits to different dances that I went to. I wouldn't be caught dead in one of those.
Polyester.
And I've got pictures to prove that I did wear them, though.
What sports did you play as a kid?
Well, I played baseball, basketball, and football, but I played baseball the longest. Played it till I was 18 years old.
What was your first job?
I was the delivery boy at Arkansas Printing Company.
And he steals a delivery.
Yeah.
How much money did you make in your first job?
I made $1 an hour.
Did you get tips?
How old were you whenever you got your first job?
I guess I was 16 when I started delivering, but I actually worked at the printing company, my dad's printing company, before I was able to drive. But I guess my first full-time job where I had to show up every day was when I was 16 as the delivery boy.
Did you have any siblings? If so, how many?
I have a brother. I have two brothers and a sister. I'm the oldest. My sister's the youngest.
What did you do to have fun as a child?
Should we censor this?
Well, I guess I was kind of like any normal kid. We played outside, played sports. I played with my brothers. We all played baseball. I know one thing as a kid that I like to do. I had a couple of friends that we collected baseball cards, and so we always traded baseball cards. And how we got our baseball cards, we used to go around on our bikes and pick Coke bottles up out of ditches and stuff like that, and then we could turn them back in to the stores and they would give us money, and then we'd buy baseball cards with them. That was what I did as a kid a lot.
What town did you live in?
I moved to Pine Bluff when I was 5, and so I really grew up here.
What type of music did you listen to?
Rock and roll. I still do.
Did you go to college? If so, where?
I did not go to a regular college. I went to a community college in Hot Springs because they had a printing school over there. So that was my education after high school.
Okay. How old were you whenever you got a portable phone?
A portable phone?
Yeah, like a.
Golly. I remember my first portable phone was a bag phone, but I can't really remember what year that was. But it was a big old black bag that you kind of carried in your car, and you plugged it into your car, and you could. You really didn't carry it around like we do cell phones today. But I guess whenever they came out, I don't know, maybe
in the 90s or something?
Yeah, I guess in the late 80s, early 90s, I don't really remember.
How old were you then?
I was probably in my mid-30s, maybe close to 40, I don't know.
How old were you whenever you bought your first home?
I was 24 years old.
How many houses have you bought?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5.
When did you buy your first car?
When did I buy my first car? I guess I was 19, and I bought my first car. It was a 1977 Monte Carlo, chocolate brown, buckskin interior.
8-track cassette?
8-track cassette.
Have you been married more than once?
Married? Yes. 2 times.
Would you do it again? Is that on there?
What were the prices like whenever you were younger?
I used to do some grocery shopping for my mother, and it seemed like I remember where, milk was like a quarter, bread was, 15 cents or something like that. McDonald's, when we go to McDonald's, it was 10-cent fries and 20-cent cheeseburgers.
Were drugs as big of a thing as they are now back then?
I grew up in the 60s, and there was a lot of drugs going around.
Not
The
like
60s
now.
and 70s. But
Now it's just different.
it is different because the people I knew that did drugs, they really smoked marijuana. They didn't do the drugs that seem to kill people, or they get addicted right off the bat. So I don't know. I think the drug problem's worse today.
What's the biggest life lesson you learned from your dad?
If you always tell the truth and you don't cheat anybody, then you never have to worry about what you said or what you did. So he knew that I was going to go into business with him, and it's what he said. He said, as long as you don't ever do that to anybody, you don't have to worry about it. They may not like you, but you didn't do anything wrong. So always be fair.
Did your family have money or not really?
We were average middle class.
Do you remember any blue laws from that time?
Well, you couldn't. There were a lot of stores didn't open on Sundays, and so there were a lot of things you couldn't buy on Sundays.